Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Mario Divan, Regional Agronomist for IFAD, and I'm really pleased to present you an overview of the paper we developed with several colleagues and institutions copied in the slide and presented last week in the conference on adaptation futures. So the paper is on scaling community-driven experimentations to support local-driven climate change adaptation. So why, first, do we need such adaptation? Why do we need to promote such approach? We all know there is a great diversity of ecosystem enabling environment, also even further diversity between farmers and within farmers' households. Agroecology needs to build on local knowledge and ecosystem, and the climate change impacts vary locally, but also in time. So how do we address this diversity at scale? We cannot place one researcher per farmer, so our take is that we need to empower farmers and communities to drive their own experimentations and find what works best for them. And we need to reflect on how we can scale that up. So the first part of our paper reviews a set of approach and principles we've seen across our investment and in the partners' work. So the first objective is to empower farmers, as we said, to identify what works best for them. So for that, we have different tools. We can promote further training on climate and ecological literacy and tool, and help farmers implement various experiments, such as along localized weather-based planning, farmer field school, farmer comparison. We can help farmers record their practices and analyze them through farmers' diaries, scorecard, mechanism, and help them document and share knowledge in a way that can promote adaptation. So I'll give a quick overview of some of the examples. We have example of India on localized weather-based planning, which includes set of experiments at different stage. We have local adaptation plans in Nepal, which leads to identify set of locally adapted climate-smart agriculture practices, which are further tested and experimented in climate-smart village, farmer field schools, and farmers' own plot, farmers being empowered to record their practices in farmers' diary. Then we have Farmer Field School, which is quite well known, led by the FAO Farmer Field School group that promotes discovery-based learning and participant-led experimentations. We have also the very interesting approach by World Agroforestry and presented by Winowiecki on nested community of practices, which put at the heart of the approach, empowering farmers to test different land restoration options and then compare the results within community, between communities to find what works best for them. So finally, the main constraint to all this approach, of course, are diverse. We have first the capacity challenge. How do we empower the local communities to drive this approach? We need scalable training, incentives, remuneration. We have, of course, a limited budget to implement in every community. So we need to favor local implementation, but also invest in representative system and have a quality outreach system to demultiply, as well as partnership and policy to mainstream this approach. Where do we innovate also? We need to both, of course, document what is existing, but also enable farmers to access other innovations practice and be able to compare with others and facilitate peer exchange, and also have quality data collection tool and digital innovation. So for all that, we can see there is a strong role of digital innovations and network to help and empower this community-driven approach. So for instance, we have the example from wocat, which is the global network for sustainable land management, and that develops a global database of practice, standardized practices to document different options, and different training to help farmers review what works best in terms of sustainable land management, and develop also digital tools. Of course, digital innovations can also further empower community-driven experimentations. We have different options and different tools that can include decision-making solutions. And for example, we saw the example from WOTR in Adaptation Futures that provides a system specifically interactive where farmers input data, can analyze, identify the problem, and co-evoke solutions that can be shared, as well as farmers' diaries, so putting experimentation within the system. So thank you very much. If you look at our paper for further details, and stay tuned for an event we hold on the topic at COP26 IFAD Pavilion on the 11th November, 9 a.m. And here are some contacts if you want to further have more details. Over.